What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode where we're going to talk about a complex crypto hack. As the low-hanging fruit, say, of faulty crypto smart contract hacks dries up, attackers are getting much more complex and imaginative with their attacks. You might remember the episode on the IRA Financial or Gemini platform hack that stole $36 million in cryptocurrency from people's retirement funds. That was about a week or so ago. Now, not all of the details are available about how that happened, but it does look like IRA Financial had an issue that allowed attackers to use the IRA customers' credentials to siphon crypto out of their Gemini accounts. Now, in case you missed that episode, the link to it is above. This attack we're going to talk about here is much more complex. The attack itself lasted only 2 hours and amounts to the equivalent of hijacking internet routes, or roads, to bring users to malicious sites instead of the legitimate ones. It's kind of like switching street signs, if you ever did that as a kid. Now, I hope you'll watch the full episode, but in case you already know the story, you can now skip directly to my insights at the end of the episode, right from the timeline below. For the rest of you, let's go through the story together and see what we can learn to protect ourselves and others.
Oh, drat these computers. They're so naughty and so complex. I could pinch them.
This story is about a company called Klayswap. Klayswap is an on-chain swap service that allows anyone that has a Klay or KCT type token cryptocurrency to become a liquidity provider and earn income from the transaction commissions. Hackers have stolen roughly $1.9 million from the South Korean cryptocurrency platform after they pulled off a rare and clever BGP hijack against the server infrastructure of one of the platform's providers. The BGP hijack, which is the equivalent of hackers hijacking internet routes to bring users on malicious sites instead of legitimate ones, hit KakaoTalk, an instant messaging platform popular in South Korea. The attack took place on February 3rd, lasted only for 2 hours, and Klayswap has confirmed the incident last week and is currently issuing compensation to affected users. But the incident itself is very different from how most cryptocurrency platforms are getting hacked. Most cryptocurrency heists these days happen after attackers compromise the account of an employee or compromise the platform's code to steal funds from victim accounts. Just think about all of the faulty smart contracts that have been used to, transfer Bitcoin even though you don't have Bitcoin, that kind of stuff. The Klayswap attack is different because it didn't target Klayswap itself, but the server infrastructure of KakaoTalk, a service the platform was using for marketing and as a way of communicating with users during tech support operations. Attackers used an autonomous system, which is a fictitious internet entity used by companies who own their own IP address spaces, such as telecoms, data centers, hosting providers, or software companies. Congratulations, you're doing a great job by wanting to learn about this complex hack done to Klayswap. I appreciate your support by watching my episode about it. If you are new to my channel and have not already, please consider subscribing to my channel and smashing the bell to be notified when I upload new episodes where I give you insights into the newest important cybersecurity news stories like this one. With my insights, you can be better prepared to protect your company, your family, and yourself against these and other cyber attacks. So hit the subscribe button now and let's continue to learn about this story together. The purpose of an autonomous system is to advertise internet routes to tell other autonomouses what IP address spaces they own and what domains can be found hosted on their property. At a technical level, this is done via border gateway protocol routes, which asses constantly send to each other. Using a rogue ass known as AS9457 on February 3rd, the attackers began advertising that they owned the IP addresses that served developers.kakao.com, which was part of KakaoTalk's developer infrastructure and, more importantly, where the company hosted its official Kakao SDK, which third-party apps would use to integrate with its services. In a report published last week, South Korean cybersecurity firm S2W said that the attackers used a BGP hijack as a way to serve a malicious version of KakaoTalk's JavaScript SDK file. Users who load that file from the official Kakao developer site received a version from the attackers' servers. But S2W said that file was modified to include additional code at the end of the file that, once loaded inside a user's browser, would wait for them to initiate a transaction on the Klayswap website, such as an asset deposit or swap or withdrawal. Once an operation was detected, the code would hijack the funds and send the user's assets to an attacker-controlled wallet, from where the funds would be immediately laundered through Orbit Bridge and Fixed Float to cross-blockchain conversion services. Since it's unclear what level of access the attackers may have to customer accounts, Klayswap is currently advising users to deauthorize its services, access to customer wallets, and move funds to new wallet addresses and then resync with the service after that operation is completed. The company is now advising users to reset their browser cache just in case their browsers may serve a locally stored version of the Kakao SDK that still contains the malicious code. The incident also marks the third time that a BGP hijack has been used to go after cryptocurrency services. The first incident of this kind took place in 2014 when a threat actor hijacked the BGP routes of various cryptocurrency mining services, while the second incident took place in 2018 when a threat actor hijacked the website of crypto wallet service MyEtherWallet. So what can we learn? Well, with all of these new and innovative ways that attackers are finding to exploit cryptocurrency, it's obvious, at least to me, that the technology is still new. Not only is it new, but at each level of the tech, there are still many issues that need to be resolved before you can rely on it, like, say, the dollar or the ruble or the yuan. Again, this was a very complex hack. The fact that they only stole $1.9 million must be extremely disappointing to the attackers, but if you paid attention to the story, you'll realize that it might not really be over. Klayswap recommends clearing your browser cache because, technically speaking, the malicious SDK could still be living in the cache of your browser, and they could still be trying to attack you on a personal or individual level. Additionally, Klayswap has no idea what information these attackers may have gathered about users, so they recommend deauthorizing its services to the user's accounts, and they then recommend that users move their funds to new wallets before reauthorizing. That's like your bank saying, you can't trust us anymore. Why don't you just move to a different bank? Lastly, the fact that in almost every single crypto hack that has happened from the very beginning, you read something to the effect, Company X is in the process of reimbursing users of their funds. Well, the fact that this continues to be eaten by companies and their investors or backers tells me two things. One, there's tons of money being made in cryptocurrency. And two, these attacks aren't going to stop because nobody's being punished for doing a really crappy job. Everything gets swept under the rug and forgotten. Okay, there's one prominent case where you see people getting caught, and that's the $3.6 billion reclaimed from the Bitfinex hack back in 2016, but that's a fluke. If Ilya Lichtenstein did not make a purchase on that dark website, he and his wife would still be living in the lap of luxury right now. So in the end, if you are a crypto investor, or even if you use crypto on a regular basis, you should look into securing it offline to protect it from being stolen by hackers. In my episode about the IRA financial hack, I outlined the various methods like encryption, backup, multi-sig, and cold storage. Of course, none of them are infallible, but I suggest you go check out that episode to get the full details on how you can protect the cryptocurrency that you hold. With that, I say thanks again for watching. Don't forget to share and subscribe if you haven't already, and maybe smash the bell if you haven't already. And I'll see you on the next episode. Take care.